Hello, everybody. Welcome back to day number 5. Good to be here. Had a very, very busy day. Feeling a lot better. Not feeling sick anymore, so I guess that's a good thing. I don't think that'll affect our art at all because we will do that regardless. But yeah, I'm feeling much better. Hopefully my nose won't sound as stuffy and or annoying. But yeah, also it looks like the music and chat is working today. Still can't get in hold with Creator Mix, and I haven't gotten to the point where I could work on some other music, but regardless, we're here to draw today, and for once, I picked out my textures on time, so let's pop over to the camera right here. Perfect stuff, and my camera's out of focus, and now it's back in focus. So yeah, welcome, everybody. I'm glad to be here. Very excited to start on textures today because we are almost finished. Very, very happy about that, because to be honest, textures is not my strong suit. Get our timer set up right here. We're not going to waste any time getting into it today. I'm wearing a better jacket, so I'm not allowed to. Not even a jacket. It's a. Is it called a sweatshirt? I'm not really sure what it counts as. Regardless, let's get to it. So, warm up as per usual. Hopefully our lines are as good as day 2. I think it's kind of just been downhill from there. Yesterday we talked about holding our pin a bit differently in a way that I liked it a bit more, a bit higher. So we'll see if we can continue that today. Other than that, nothing of note. I'm a bit scared that whenever I start these streams, I'll have nothing to talk about, but then again, I shouldn't be yapping that much when it comes to drawing art. Not many comments on our first lines either, because these are... Okay, that's pretty bad. These are our first lines. I bumped the page with my arm, so that's my excuse at least. We're just here to warm up. It's okay to do bad lines. It's always okay to do bad lines, but I would prefer to have perfect lines all the time if I could. Hopefully everyone's day is going well. Winter break is a weirdly stressful time because you don't have anything going on. Sometimes you don't have work stressing you out. Sometimes you don't have school stressing you out, so you don't know what to do with yourself. So I hope you guys are having fun with these little projects, you're relaxing. And if you aren't on break, that you can find some time to relax, do something fun with me today. Just realized I'm very out of camera today. I'm scared of hitting the leg of my chair on my desk. Very strange setup. I am a bit worried too about my setup once I go back to college, because I don't have enough desk room to do this there. So I've been looking at a pretty cheap desk on Amazon to buy, just to pop in the corner. And it's always a good idea to separate your workspace and your relaxed space, so I can do all my schoolwork on one computer and pop over and draw. Actually, I don't have 2 computers, but 2 spaces. That week of moving back to college as well will be a bit strange for the streaming schedule. I may try to do the day I move back as a off day. We have not had an off day yet, but remember we want at least one, or probably at most one off day a week. Doing the math for hobbies and time you spend during hobbies is always a bit strange, because you're like, if I do an hour a day, that's 6 hours a week. Is that a lot? Is that a little? Oh, great line. I think I need to hold it a bit differently. One thing about the winter break with me is it's been so cold outside that I just want to stay in bed all day. But I wake up around the same time every day. Pretty consistent about that, and we get to it. We got stuff to do. Not too happy with my lines today, but I think it'll only get better the more I warm up. A little bit of a stray mark right there on accident. This is a very strange way of holding my pen. I'm not sure if I totally like it. Also, that bird in the song. I swear this playlist has this same bird that sounds a lot like a, I wouldn't say a grackle. I don't know. I definitely hear it every morning. There's a mockingbird that's been sitting outside my window every morning, and I usually wake up about 5 a.m. and I have to put earplugs in. I had a pretty noisy roommate my first year of college, and so to sleep I had to buy some like specialty earbuds for sleeping. They always fall out, but It helps me fall asleep at least. I do envy those who can fall asleep with craziness and loud noises going around. In fact, I can do it with loud noises. It's the tiny noises that get me. But I think that could be changed with some positive self-talk and just ignoring it. Oof. Speaking of positive self-talk, I may need a positive self-talk myself into some better lines today, jeez. And I'm still young. Also, if I do move my schedule around without, like, I would love for chat to tell me, hey, awesome, glad to see you're drawing as well. And chat's working too, so that's a win-win. And you're probably here to also yell at me for not ghosting, but I remember today. But yeah, no, streams may go later into the night. I'm not sure how I want to do it, because once I start streaming, then I'm kind of like, well, or once I'm done streaming, I should say, I'm kind of shut down for the day. You know, I'm ready to relax, watch some Jujutsu Kaisen, not too much. Remember, we're also going for speed, and these warm-ups to be as fast as swift as the Great Delano. However, the quality of these lines leave much to be... I don't know the rest of that statement. Much to be appreciated, much to be... yeah, whatever. I've been reading recently, and oh jeez, okay, yeah, I know I complain about the jacket a lot, but this one's bothering me. I feel like it's moving the paper as I go. Anyways, I've been reading a bit more, and I feel like they need to introduce more characters, or they, you know, writers need to introduce more characters that just forget things. Like, people know what words to say at the right time. They don't stutter. They don't, or at least the books I'm reading. So. I feel like in real life, and this could just be because my major and the people I work with, but I started reading Jujutsu a lot more now. It's really good. I agree. I love the art style. I love the characters. It reminds me of a older anime. If there's a manga, I haven't seen it, called A Great Teacher Onizuka. Now, I will warn you, it has a very, very strange beginning. Very strange. I feel like everyone says that about every anime ever. But, wonderful show. I think it's from, like, the 80s. It's cute. It's probably once you get past, like, the first 3 episodes, it's nice. But, oh. I just read some of my message. Maybe. To those who are messaging me, maybe. But yeah, no, Great Teacher Onizuka is definitely worth a watch. It's a feel-good one. And I feel like, unlike most, anime, it actually has an ending, so that's nice. Do we want this one to converge that much? We'll do this. This song reminds me of No Man's Sky. Very, very nice game. This is maybe controversial, but even day 1 No Man's Sky, I loved it. I know it had a very rough launch. I was young enough to, I didn't care. It was so, I still enjoyed the game, you know, as a little space dude flying around. The lack of a tutorial really killed me, but I played it enough, I put in the hours to where that did not matter. I was still going to figure it all out. But it is definitely one of those games where you need a Wikipedia? I don't know. The lines are looking much better. I think pulling the jacket sleeve back helped. As strange as it is. Maybe I just need to wear less clunky clothing, less thick clothing. Who knows? Oh, jeez, man. It's more like that. How are we doing on time? 1 minute. I think we're second box, 1 minute remaining. I think that's okay. There we Yeah, I was slowly moving that dot back. I couldn't find the right place for it totally. I also like Jujutsu Kaisen a lot because the fights aren't long, which sounds a bit strange. I feel like in a lot of anime, God, what a nerd. I feel like in a lot of anime, let's say a character has like a special ability, they spend like 2 minutes building up that ability, hyping it up in the fight. Not even 2 minutes, like 5 minutes, or even half an episode. Meanwhile, JJK is just like right on it. Okay. Awful lack of boxes today. I would like to do more, but I'm just going to go straight to the ellipses. We love ellipses. Oh, look at that line. Let's do another. Oof. Some pretty good lines, not gonna lie. Let's do some pretty good ellipses with that. Starting off okay. I'm really like tense. I need to loosen up. Oof. What in the world? Wow. 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 Another thing I'm going to blame is the cold. My hands are a bit stiff. Yeah, I'm not totally sure if I like this long grab maneuver. Okay, I like it a lot now because I just held it correctly. This feels much more comfortable. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, both thumb and pointer finger above this little groove there. You just have to angle it a bit downwards. So I can feel it resting on my knuckle right here. Yeah. Woo! That one's crazy. Let's do some bigger ones and some smaller ones. Oof! Great line. Oh my gosh, that one felt good. And great ellipse. Oh my gosh. Let's do a tiny one now. Meh. Oh jeez. There goes my nice line streak. I feel like I need to ghost a tiny bit more on those. Anyways, let's hop to these. It's kind of cool because also yeah, I really like doing art on A5 paper because now I can look back at it. I mean, yeah, you could do the same in Sketchbook, but I could visually see like, sure, these lines might not have been perfect, but they are much better than I was like a month or two ago, which is really reassuring. It's not really if I can draw a good line, it's if I could draw a good line consistently. And that accuracy only increases over time. Anyways, so we're going to flip our page over for some texture analysis because the textures we are doing today will be, oh, is it loading? Nice, there we are. We're going to be doing a peach. Not only that, we're going to be doing a peach in 3D because it's going to be like, where is it, the avocado over here. Flip it around. It's going to have this like little three-dimensional pit out of it because, let me zoom out a tiny bit. There we go. Over here we have like an example of the shape that's going to create. And once again, like we learned yesterday, we have, this is a very circular form, so we got to be careful about stretching it. But since the flesh over here is just not very full of texture, what we are going to do is just have this and then this. Like these are just kind of the main things. So we have to choose our locations. Remember, we only have 3 textures left on this page, which is awesome. Next page, I'm definitely drawing fewer, whatever these are called, sausage forms, because, geez, I feel like I need to go count other people's textures, because I feel like I did almost double than what I should have. That could just be me coping, though, because I did about 3 textures per form, while they did 2, from what I've counted so far, but I could be completely fibbing and just coping about how much I do not like textures. So that being said, let's choose our location. So yeah, we did kind of rank these forms, which ones are our favorite or not. This one's like almost at the #1 place. This one's almost, these are both tied. If the Wagyu didn't turn up like this, I would actually say this one was great. Actually, I'm about to say I love all of them, except for these 2 textures and this one, because guess what, I over-inked it. Less is more. So, enough jibber jabber, let's get into, let's see. I feel like I'm going to need a lot of room for the peach, and I'm not going to reveal my next texture yet, but I'll also need some room for that one. So I would say we will do the peach, but the peach, the pit, and the peach, the seed, is very intricate. So we could just do a really big, pit, so we could have like this right here. So yeah, we'll do the peach right here to complement the apple, and then we'll do our other texture. Gotta be careful here. We'll do our other texture in here, because the center of this other texture will be pretty empty. I'm leaving it as a surprise. So let me get a water break for a quick second. Awesome. I need a mute button. I just manually mute myself. I just need to bind that really quick. Anyways. So yeah, peach. Let's get to it. And so I made that, it wasn't a joke, but I consider it a joke. Where I'm like, oh, an app. What does a banana look like? It looks like a square. We're going to start, instead of a square, what does a peach look like? Well, it looks like a rectangle, so we're going to do a bit of a rectangle here. Because remember, our forms are going to be more ellipses than they are perfect circles. So we're going to carry that over. Whew. Hesitated. Awesome. So we're going to just mark the midpoints of each of these, draw an ellipse, and start identifying. I'm mainly focused on the pit. The pit and like the, if you look over here, gosh, pure refs controls are so strange. Wow, this almost looks like a cartoon. I guess it's just the pixels, or like, you know, it has a filter on it. And this filter will actually kind of help us analyze the grooves in the seed. But anyways, so yeah, it's just the grooves in the seed, the 3-dimensional shape of the seed, these little things, maybe some like, you know, broken lines coming out, I don't know. And then this, I guess the stem area for it. So, yeah. Let's get started. Nice. Oh, that was not too bad. So yeah, this is going to be a makeshift, like, area to work with. And we're going to make, just because we want to somewhat nail it down in concept, we're going to make the pit pretty big. Okay, well, who cares? The pit is a bit weirdly shaped. It does have like a little pinch at the tops. We'll try to include that in our thing. But yeah, so the pit, it almost has like this swirl to it. Like all these textures have this swirl. Let's look over here at this one just to get... Ooh, they're very tall. They have these very big shadows. Yeah, almost like a pangolin scales. Is that the word for a pangolin? Yeah, I think so. Not a penguin, but a pangolin. But yeah, so they have that. They almost have, yeah, these little hairs right there too. Not sure if I care too much to draw those. So yeah, let's just start trying to capture. This is like a very zoomed in view. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna move my textures page to a more safe place, right, not right next to my water. Oh, I forgot to start my 1-hour timer. There we go. Awesome. Okay, and start. Perfect. Awesome. Let's get back to it. So yeah, I'm just gonna trace this around. Perfect. So let's see what's going on. Honestly, yeah, it's just kind of swirls, so they aren't super consistent. They do have like some darker areas, but we're just gonna kind of go like this. Just like a... and just give some depth to these. Some are gonna be much deeper. It seems like the ones over here are darker, but I think that's just the lighting of the photo, but we can pretend there's like a ridge there. And this is not going to be an exact copy of the seed. It's just a rough, getting an idea for what kind of patterns, what kind of characteristics, I should say, this pet has. I think we're already capturing it quite well. Some do have a bit of a, there we go, to it. Oh, that one's a bit thick. Gotta remember less is more in these scenarios. This one kind of goes up and then in. It still does try to contour the shape of the seed, so we'll remember that going forward. Should be ghosting these probably a tiny bit more before I get yelled at. Nice. We'll do a bit of one right there. Yeah. I feel like I avoided the edges too much, like these should approach the edges a tiny bit more. So what we can do is... then it's very strange, like poke on the outside of it, like almost as it's inheriting the little pokes, the spikes that it has on the outside of the peach seed. There we go. Got some good sides to that. Have to remember that there's like these little plates sticking out of it, and those will inherit the I mean, those plates make some of these bumps on the outside, so the shadows will follow. Okay, cool. I'm okay with that for now. Now we just need to 3Dify that, but we want to, let's see, I'm gonna call them flavor lines, because I mean, they're not like necessarily physical, it's just the color of it. And I know we're not supposed to do like, you know, like the color, care about the color of this, but it does make it a peach. You know, without this color, you wouldn't be able to know it's a peach. So these little pokes, spikes. We can have some broken lines for the less intense ones. Perfect. Okay, I'm satisfied with that to a degree. And these may have some of those very light with it. Trailing broken lines. Then inside, I'm almost tempted to do the dotting thing. And I think I will. And we're just gonna have, since, you know, the shadow does come up near the edges, we'll have a very small dot gradient. Slowly mastering the dotting technique, being able to control the size of the dots with a fine liner. Which I know you're not technically not supposed to do, but art is art, so. This could overdo it, but technically these shadows will have dots next to it. So I'll just kind of follow the edges with some of these dots. Be very careful not to overdo it. Man, I'm really liking this so far. I think the 3D form will be the hardest part. Other than that, I'm pretty happy. I'm very happy with that. We can make the, so corrections we're going to do for the actual thing and things to think about. We want to, how did we do this? We'll do a little steps thing right here. I know it's probably a bit too hard for you guys to see on stream. I'm not going to bring the camera that close. I don't feel like it yet. Anyways, so yeah, steps to this is 1. We did, you know, light. Also, what I'm going to do for these videos, is whenever I'm stop being lazy, I'm going to bring all the pages that we've worked on and update the thumbnails for these. It's a minor OCD thing, but I think it'll look fancy. Anyways, light outline the form, and then we did the, I'm gonna call them the interior plates. And they kind of swirl and contour the edge. It's important to note, and I'll do this one in blue. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep that thought on silence for now. Interior plates, and then we did the bumpy outline of form. Then we did the flavor. Call them flavor spikes. And then we dotted. We did flavor spikes / broken lines for the outside. Awesome, okay. Let's do the 3D version, and just for practice, and then we'll hit the page with it. We do have to remember that it does have a bit of a diamond shape to it. So curve, poke, curve, poke. So very pokey ellipse on the ends. You can see that right here and right here. So it's almost like an almond, I guess. Maybe we could do an almond texture in the future. Definitely not for these, though. That's going to be an exterior texture, not an interior texture one. So, let's get back to it. Do our practice ellipse. Let's try to make it look like the ellipse that we're going to do over here. Not size-wise, totally, but... So it's like this. A bit larger, but same degree is basically what we want. Awesome. So yeah, let's try to master. Let's look over at this one over here. Ooh, yeah, so this contour is going to be quite difficult to capture properly. Wow. First we'll do, thankfully, so whenever you draw like an ellipse and then you try to hide one side of it or connect it, it looks a bit sharp, but we actually want that. Because, you know, in Drawbox when you have your organic forms, and first you have the objective of, wow, that's awful. Doing your, you know, cross section of it, and then he wants you to go all the way around like that for a, he wants you to continue that line so it actually has some curvature up here. This, we don't need to worry about that because we have these little pokey sides of it. It is triangular in shape. While we're at it, let's make sure everything's going on correctly on the stream end. Man, I cannot talk that much today. Blow this up. Awesome, we're doing well so far. Thank you, whoever, for the like. Very kind. So yeah, let's keep it going. Open up PureRef. So many tabs open. I need to figure out that one day. Figure that out one day. Man, yeah, I'm all over the place with words. Jeez. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to get this little pokey form. Let's double check. So yeah, it's not completely linear, so we'll acknowledge that it has this ellipse, but we're gonna kind of break it up a bit, just going like that. There, perfect. This was a bit smooth, but we'll worry about that later. Anyways, so yeah, it has this curving plate kind of look, and those plates it's kind of like coral almost. It's a bit strange, so. Something like that. Bit strange, but we'll make it work. And many of these will have these wrapping shadows around it. Less is more. And then we are going to add those quote-unquote flavor lines on the sides. I made them a bit small last time, so let's not be too afraid to also bang how they're kind of wrapping around. I don't really have any method for this rule, but just kind of intuition at this point for how I draw that. Should have connected these a bit more to the form. Actually, this does have a bit of an edge to it, doesn't it? Like a darker. That's what our dots are going to do, so we'll leave it. Don't want to mess with it too much. These also do have those lines a bit, so the broken lines coming out of it. I know this is a bit cocky to say, especially right now, but since I've started streaming, I already feel like I've improved quite a bit in my art, just being this consistent. Not that I wasn't this consistent before, but having a set time now, oof, that's not killer, but you know, it's good reinforcement. Anyways, it's also important to note that these edges are darker. More broken lines next time too. I'll make sure to write that down. The edges will kind of have that like reflected shadow from the surface. The shadows are going to have the dots above it, not below it, because it's a sharp cutoff right there. This feels a bit strange. What am I missing here? Check something real quick. Awesome. Thank you for whoever just liked again. Very kind of all of you. Bit worried about the music, but I think we're doing okay so far. I'll leave it, and if it breaks, it breaks. We're not here to listen to music, we're here to improve at something. I don't care how many people complain if that's preachy, that's what we're here to do. I think I need to make these less smooth. Not as dark, but less smooth. And then we have, of course, should have ghosted that because these lines are not solid. It does have this like kind of stem thing. We can maybe be pretty and add a leaf to it. Now it looks like it's jutting out. We want it to look like it's back. And you have this like leaf to it. Whatever. I'm liking it so far. And then the edges are going to be pretty smooth. I mean, not much to say there. I like it. I'm happy with it. Something just feels... Yeah, we're going to do this. Oh, okay. Very light. Oh, I just think I accidentally discovered something that I really like. These just very light contour lines. Maybe we can add some dottage with it, because it is a physical form, so it will... No, it's much easier to do tinier dots when I'm holding it sideways like this. Man, all the pen techniques, huh? So, I'll bring it closer because I don't want to move my camera. It's a pain. So yeah, that's what we have so far. What we're going to do is I want less of these broken lines jutting out. Make the spikes connect to the seed form. So it just feels empty up here. So even though it's a very generic critique, I'm just going to say make it feel. Make it feel less empty. Don't make the stem look weird. I know I said some other stuff. I'm not totally sold on the not sold on the light contour lines around that. Other than that though, I feel pretty good. Not sure if we're gonna do a leaf yet. We'll make that decision at the end. So yeah, we're gonna do it right here on the page. And 40 minutes remaining, so 20 minutes, 20 minutes I've spent so far prepping for this. Oh, and the music player just broke, and I'm gonna take a water break real quick while I fix that. That did not fix it. That's a bit worrying. Let's try that again. Well, happens, I guess. Try one more thing. It's stopping the music and restarting it. Giving it a bit of a heartbeat. Oh well, we'll leave it be. It'll probably fix itself, hopefully. Regardless, if you want to see this music, listen to it more or whatever, even if I feel like we kind of spam it on the stream, go to creatormix.com for all of their music. Supports creators like me and possibly like you if you want to get into that. And yeah, they make some good stuff. Music for creators by creators. Anyways, enough selling out. I feel like the leaf could maybe go this way or this way, depending on how we do it. That means I would have to draw it this way mentally, which I'm not prepared for. That simple flip is detrimental to my comprehension of this object. So, let's keep this over here on our side, just to remember what we're doing. Actually, yeah, I'll put it underneath, just so I can look. I'm really liking how this turned out. That's a pretty cool study. Anyways, so yeah. We want to, let's look at our form again. It's somewhat smooth. but over here we know that it has these bumps. And looking at it from the side, you probably wouldn't see these bumps jump out at you that much. But yeah, let's see. Trying to just visualize it with the ghosting. Oof, that was a bit big. We'll make it work though. Okay, let's look at the outside again. It's a very pixelated image, but you can see there's these bumps and then longer segments, so we'll recreate that. Yeah, okay. Nice, okay. I think that's passable. Now let's do our little lines for the shadows. Being very light with it compared to last time. Cool. I think that's less is more, definitely. I kind of like how it turned out so far. We're gonna do the flavor lines now. I know that's kind of. I feel like I can thicken up these lines a tiny bit. I'm not gonna do it a lot. Let's remember our critique for the flavor lines was we want those less broken lines on the outside, less of them, not less of it, or like not as long. We want less of them, quantity-wise, not qualitative. Or measurement-wise, I guess. We want these spikes to connect. So the U-shape on the spike, we want it to do this and make that tangent interception instead of this, where there's this gap right there. Ooh, I should be careful about using ink over ink. Make sure of that. Oh my gosh, we're so close to being done with this. I'm so happy. Okay, and we could probably make the leaf fit right there too. Oh man, okay, awesome stuff. I'm very, very excited. I know my monotone voice probably isn't helping out with that. Okay. So yeah, light flavor lines, huh? I'm gonna do some like almost guidance ones just to get the degree of these around it and then fill it in as we go. Less is definitely more in that situation. That's a very light line. You could barely even see that. Okay, I liked my camera setup today, but we'll bring it a bit closer. Oh, look at that detail. I'm loving this camera. If anyone's interested in getting this camera, this is not sponsored at all. I just want to make sure people have the, access to the same things as me. It is the Logitech C920. Logitech C920. It was about, I think, $20 to $40, I'm gonna say. Great value for the camera that it is. 1080p, 30 FPS, full color, autofocus, zoom, all the stuff. Great, reliable camera. I don't think I'll ever need another one. It was a bit of a debate spending money for the equipment for these streams, but I'm glad that, because like I wasn't sure if I was fully committed to it, but I'm glad that I spent what I did. Anyways, back to it. Let's see. So yeah, we do have our little connection to it, so we'll do that. Be very careful about this. This is always a bit difficult for me. That was way too close, wasn't it? Well, we'll make it work, right? Okay, for stem. Remember, we don't want to make it lean forward like we did last time. heavy on the ink there, but we can make it work. We'll worry about the leaf in a second. I'm gonna darken up this a tiny bit. See, I'm not even going half as crazy as I was on the original one. Man, that word took a long time to register. Okay, I'm gonna just start doing those lighter dots, which I realize are a bit easier to do whenever I hold it this way. Maybe not. It went a bit thick up there. Let's try to balance it out, huh? Cool. And I remember we're gonna add just very tiny broken lines here. I'm gonna add some heavy dots in here to indicate that this is the end. Ooh, we went a bit too heavy, didn't we? Well, we'll deal with it. That this is the inside of it, of the like this area, and it's gonna be a bit darker. And now we're gonna have our leaf. Trying to figure out the shape of it that I want this to be. I have our stem. This line does not look confident at all. It's my fault, but hey. I think on YouTube you can... Oh! What do you do when you have off days and aren't feeling it as much in your drawings? I think... So, I'll give this speech as much as humanly possible. But getting into, like, positive and healthy hobbies, calisthenics was kind of like the first time I did that. Because before I was just playing games. I was like passively engaging in my hobbies and the things I liked. But I learned it in the gym. You're going to have off days, and those days are very important, if not more important than your usual day, because that's where discipline is formed. And so off days where I don't feel like drawing, I'm going to do my boxes. No matter what, I think it's important just to keep the fundamentals going, to keep the practice of drawing going. You don't have to do well, you don't have to do amazing, just do it, right? Just do something to reinforce that habit, to let it stay a habit, because every day that you don't do something, the habit wanes a bit. But days where, aren't feeling as much in your drawings, or off days, let it be an off day. Rest days are very important. It helps the mind relax. I know I just gave a whole spiel about habits, but, you know, I have 2 off days a week. No, 1 off day a week and then 2 stretch days for my calisthenics program. So those days are very important because it helps me rest. It helps me, you know, not overdo it, because you definitely can't overdo it. Today I feel really good about textures, as seen here. And if I did like 3 textures, then I'd be a bit burnt out. Whatever. So all that to say is, make rest days a habit. Don't make off days a habit, if that makes sense. It's a bit counterintuitive, but yeah, let rest days be rest days. Let active days be active days, no matter how hard it is. Keep that habit going. And I'm about to start reading a book. I have a whole bookshelf right next to me. I don't have it down here with me. It's in my room with my bed. But I have a book, it just came out too, by Ali Abdaal called Positive Productivity. I typically don't like this corporate idea of like training yourself to like to do things because it doesn't feel natural at times. But I like his take on productivity because originally I approached problems and difficult things in life as a discipline issue. Oh, I'm just not disciplined enough. And then I would later learn to hate the things that I was doing. And so instead, you have to make it a game. You have to make it an adventure. Make it something interesting and challenging. So that's what I do with textures. You know, I laugh about it. Positive self-talk's a huge part of it. There's a book. It's called How You Talk to Yourself, I believe. I can't remember. I listened to it, an audiobook. I highly recommend it. It talks about how you talk to yourself and how that influences your daily life. And so, you know, I don't want to get too preachy. We're doing textures, I know. But you know, have some positive self-talk about your habits. You know, make it fun, make it interesting. With it, other than that, let's keep going. I know I really love this stuff because I feel like the mental game is almost even 70% of a habit rather than actually doing it. But I think it's very important, and so yeah, I was about to repeat: let rest days be rest days, let off days be whatever. But yeah, so just learn to enjoy it. Part of the process is pain. That's, you know, and exercising, you know, it is painful. It's stuff like, of course, yeah. I love sharing those tidbits of knowledge, and plus, I'm wrong a lot of the time. So sometimes people say, "Hey, you're wrong." I'm like, "Oh shoot, really? Sorry." And then, you know, we fix that idea. But yeah, I think communicating these things and ideas are very important. Not as important as me picking up my pen right now because I just dropped it. Anyways, back into it, back into gear. So, I like this. I'm very happy with the peach. It is a lot less dark than my other textures, which adds some weird bit of a contrast to my other drawings on the page. That being said, though, I don't think we should overdo it with ink. I say we should let it be how it is. Maybe we could think of some of the lines in there. But yeah, the sparseness kind of lets the mind complete the detail in there. So yeah, shoot, I guess we'll just put peach right here. Peach. There we go. I realized like my first P was like a very large P, and I've complained about the size of my lettering getting larger. Only 2 textures left. Anyways, I was very excited about picking out this texture today. Coconut. A huge 3D form. There's a lot going on down there. We have this rough edge. We have these definitely going to be broken lines inside. We not only have this hollowed out interior portion with a half shadow, but we have these bumps around it. So a lot is going on here. Great challenge. And it feels approachable. It's an approachable challenge. So let me get a quick water break. Oh man, I'm also going to try to... Okay, I'm not going to spill my water. I almost just spilled my water. Jeez, okay. I'm gonna pause the music. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna try to fix this music while we do all that real quick. There we go. Okay, wasted a lot of time today on the timer. Whoops. Let's get back to it, right? Good stuff. Coconut. We love the coconut. It is going to be awesome and fun to draw. So, let's get to it. Let's go to our analysis page and do some analyzing. Wow, that was a tough one. Okay, so, you know what this circular coconut looks like? It looks like a rectangle. So we're going to do a rectangle. We're going to fill in that rectangle with some lines. Try to make sure we're inside we're going to zoom out a bit. Hopefully I can... Look how smooth that is. Awesome. Okay. And so yeah, we're going to do our rectangle. Remember to ghost. It's very important. Try to pull the hair out of my band-aid. Jeez. There we go. Awesome. Good stuff. This was smaller than the other one, but thankfully the interior is not what we're going to be worrying about for this one. It's quite the opposite. We're going to be doing a... Actually, well, we will have like a bit of a 3D form going on in the interior of it like we had on this one, but it's going inwards, and we care more about the texture of the outside. Not sure if I'm going to do a texture to represent the shadow on the inside. We'll see. Need to relax more. Think about it for a second. Just realized I never got my sip of water. Do that real quick. Daily reminder, drink water. Oh, and the voice crack. Water is awesome. And of course I got... You can even see it on stream, I think. Tiny bit right there. Jeez. I drink sparkling water a lot, so it's fizzing. It's doing its thing. It's sparkling. Okay. So, a sharp contour is very important for this one. We have 2 layers. I'm not going to even do this one. I'll do this one with my wrist because I think it's important. So we're going to do a sharp contour right here. Just very sharp and meaningful, confident lines are required for this one. To kind of dictate where the edges are, what we're working with. Okay, so we have this interior one. And then we have the, I'm going to call it the crust. I know that's probably a weird way of putting it, but... Crust. There we go. Help inform the distance. We'll do this on both corners. Not one of my best lines, but whatever. Gets the point across. And then we have the flesh of the coconut, which will extend to about right here. Oh, that dang bird in the song. Also, yeah, I'm going to try as hard as possible to incorporate these chunks in there. It's gonna be very weird. It's gonna be challenging, but we're up for it, right? That's why I was saving, or I was debating, because this one already has this thing on the edges. This one doesn't, but it's very small. So we'll see. I think I want to save the last one for this because it's such a large area to work with. A lot of potential there. Anyways, so yeah, back to this. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about us being so close to finish with this first page. Awesome stuff. Okay. So, yeah, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just do... This will represent our layers right here. So, looking at this, I know this is a contentious topic, but this is a bit of a dotted texture, right? You do have these lines, it's wooden. It is a very wooden kind of texture. You have these striations. So, this is a lot of room to work with, more than I actually need to. But I kind of want to just do a... Just this, like these, almost looks like the hair on the outside of the coconut. Went a bit too crazy over there. Making sure not to scribble, and trying to be... making sure that these are somewhat intelligible. So yeah, since this is a somewhat wooden texture, right? It has a grain to it, it has a path. So we're going to try to follow that path at all times. It will be a bit hard doing this in the very tiny circular portion of it, so our lines will need to be very light. Good stuff. So yeah, I kind of like that so far. Yeah. Not much else to say about it. The edge does have this, like, actually just kind of a, so we have this, right, the, somewhat bumpy, whatever. Then we have the tiniest little edge to it. And then from there, yeah, this could be bumpy, whatever, bumpy outside the coconut, and it could have some hairs on it. We can go like, who knows? It almost looks like a cell wall or some kind of like science diagram. Anyways, I'm no scientist. So, another water break. I'm just very thirsty today. Jeez. Good stuff. We are going to do this part of the coconut. I like this part because it's going to probably just be these very methodical lines across it. Doing the larger ones first, and then I'll go in and yeah, another. I'm gonna circle back on that thing about the off days. I really like the calisthenics program I'm part of. Go to hypercalisthenics.com for it. Because the requirements daily are very short. It's about 15 minutes, and I think it's a good rule of thumb that dedicate your hobby every day to like at least 15 minutes to it, no matter what, except for your rest days, which I typically say one rest day a week, depending. Okay, be careful here. I like structuring things so I only need one rest day a week, but at least 15 minutes every day, at least. That is very manageable. If you don't have 15 minutes a day available to do something, you got some craziness going on. I don't know what, but like you could just not be on TikTok, not be on YouTube, something for those 15 minutes. And I also understand that, you know, you just get back from work. Oh, geez, I was a dishwasher and a waiter for a while, so I understand. I completely understand. You know, working 3 doubles in a row and then coming home being like, oh, time to go to the gym. I'm so happy. No, but at the same time, 15 minutes. And once you're past that like 5th minute, it becomes so easy. It's like, I'm not gonna say it's like completely revitalized, but it is much easier. So yeah, 15 minutes a day. I'll probably start preaching that a tiny bit more to everyone who watches these streams. Because I do an hour, and these streams typically go about an hour and 30 minutes, maybe an hour and 40, which is, you know, almost 6 times the usual amount, the amount that I'm recommending. But if you're only here for 15 minutes, that's fine. You're here. You're doing something positive. And think about it, 15 minutes a day with one rest day. That's what, let's do the math, 30, 30, 30, so hour and a half a week dedicated to something you love. I think that's okay. But think about it, if you doubled that, yeah, the hardest part is starting, getting that ball rolling, and I don't have any recommendation for that, sadly. It's just kind of, that's where the discipline comes from, I guess, or just loving it or feeling in a good mood, you know? Because there's drive and motivation. Discipline operates with drive, and motivation works with, I don't know, just enjoying it, right? So yeah, biting down the bullet. I'm not totally sure I like this. This almost looks like a whale teeth or something. I feel like these lines should be a bit rarer. Less is more. So what we're going to do here is we want this to be thinner for the coconut. Or just lighter lines, I should say. Yeah, you're very true in saying the hardest part is starting. I completely agree with that. So yeah, thinner, lighter lines, outside coconut hairs. Our little tiny line. Make a bit bigger. Then we want to I want these lines to be rare and thin. And I want this overall line to be a broken line. There we go. Good stuff. Okay, so we have these corrections. I don't even want to do it right here. I just kind of want to skip to this part. So we're going to take this. I'm not going to, yeah, I guess we'll do the coconut here as much as I don't really want to. And we're going to replicate. We'll do it right there. So about this big. I would bring it, there we go. Try to bring it a bit closer. Cool. And we'll make that a bit bigger just with the same degree. Bigger degree, tiny bit. Nice. I just realized that's going to be in the center of it. Well, whatever. Who cares? Okay. I'm actually going to do something I have not done on the stream before. We will be right back. I'm going to take a quick break. Go fix something real quick. We will stop the timer. We won't forget to do that. And we're going to come back and we're going to destroy this coconut. So yeah, I will be right back. Apologies, and this was definitely just not a ploy for me to use my Be Right Back screen. Show off how awesome it looks? No. But the music broke while I was gone, so that's wonderful. Let's try to fix that, huh? Stop, start, apply, okay. Nope. Let's see if this works. Oh, I just realized we're not even on our... There we go. Wait, wrong one. There we go. Cool. And we're going to... song image. All that. This, I'll have to start seeing if there's a better... service out there than this, huh? I use Tuna, OBS, but it's not seeming to be that good. We'll restart it one more time. Even though this is more of an OCD thing, I shouldn't care as much, but... There we go. And this, shuffle, great. And still didn't fix it. Well, we can only care so much, right? Okay, back to it. So, we're going to draw the inside and the bumpy edges of the coconut. Yes, yeah, no, I've been thinking about doing that, or just moving to, I want to download all the music, so, from creatormix.com, so it comes with all the stuff correctly, and I wouldn't have to worry about this ever again, but the website's not working. Who cares? Oh, and it's working now. Who cares, right? Okay, back to it. So, here's the challenging part, making the bumpy part of it. I say we ball, we just do it. We ball, we do it, we figure it out as we go. Yeah. mean, how hard could it be, right? It is very jagged, so. I think that went okay. I don't think that was bad at all. So now we'll make the other part of it. Oh, okay. So yeah, the other part. Oh, I shouldn't have connected that, shouldn't I? Yeah. Or what I could do is I can kind of play the system. Probably should have made that hide behind it. Oops. Okay, it was kind of there. So yeah, if we have an ellipse. Okay, sorry, I had to kind of visualize that for a second. We'll do it better next time. And let's do the interior, the flesh of it, right? This is super... This goes way in and then... Okay, degrees off a bit here, so we'll watch that next time. I don't think that's too awful. In fact, we'll make the flesh bigger and the timer. Oh wait, no, I just forgot to hit play. Okay, there we go. Nice. Dang it. Well, we needed more time, right? More time to enjoy drawing. Enjoy drawing. Wow. We should be set to finish around. Looks like. What is this in Central Standard Time? 8? Yeah, 8:25-ish Central Standard Time. We may go over like we usually do. So, and yes, so we have the coconut there. So yeah, just before I even continue. Gonna watch out for the size of the gaps. I'm not even caring to write in all caps, even though I like doing it. Watch out for edges. Make crust sharper. Cool stuff. I'm going to zoom in once again. Hopefully we don't break the whole setup. I'm getting better at this though. Lots of corrections today, but that means we're noticing a lot of things, which is wonderful. We also... make flesh and crust wider. So, with the crust, we're gonna just try to do our little striations, you know? So yeah, the crust is also, it looks like it's gonna be wider. So yeah, it gets pinched right here, near the circles of this ellipse. It's harder to see over here, so this is gonna be thinner than this. So, thinner. Which makes sense, because as it moves away from us, the degree will get larger. I say we even redo this one, because I have so many notes on it at this point, just on the form. So I say we do that. A bit lopsided, but we'll make it work. Okay, so yeah, we'll do the center ellipse first. Nice. So yeah, it's gonna be wider over here visually. We'll see more of it. This won't bump. Everything converges, so we'll be able to see the inside of this. Forgot to make it wider, so we need to make this wider a bit. Need to draw like this so I can kind of follow the outside one a bit. These are going to be very thin, if not on each other, so you remember as it gets closer, it gets thinner, so while these may be wide, it's going to slowly start converging with that. Much better. I like that one a lot. It's a bit bumpy though. Feels like it needs to be sharper, so. Tad bit more confidence. This is the interior line as well, so. I know this looks thick, we won't be doing this on the actual thing. If anything, it'll be a broken line. And then we're going to have our inside flesh part, which we said we'd make wider, and this does need to be wider as well. So yeah, we're going to see less of the flesh right here and more of the flesh over here. So we'll start over here. Nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. And so yeah, I'm going to do very lightly like we said. The interior coconut texture. Less is more. I'm barely going to fill this up actually. Ooh, we said we also wanted this line to be broken, so we'll need to worry about that. That dang bird. You're getting a lot of it today. Maybe we could draw the bird one day. Good friend from the creator mix music. We said we would be much lighter with the flesh, so we're gonna keep doing that. These are a bit way too evenly spaced. Oops. And there was the very tiny line that we said we'd make bigger, so we'll do that here as well. We kind of forgot to do that, but it's okay. It's not very noticeable, but I'm not too happy with it. I feel like it needs to be bumpier, like the insides need to like drop, show some more form. You go like this almost. So we'll do that as such. Hell, these random darker lines actually do kind of accidentally give it a bit more of a form, weirdly enough. Not totally. They still do look a bit junky, but for randomly happening as an accident, I'm not too disappointed. Like this right here, I like whatever's going on right there. Okay, and then the inside, we're gonna have some, remember, less is more. Cav, don't mess this up. Nope. Ah, jeez. You already messed it up. You know, I'm dragging my pen a lot, but we're gonna just do dots on the inside to... And it's gonna basically form like a bowl. like a weird this kind of. Okay, I say we jump right into the texture. We have 4 minutes left anyway, so let's do it. We got this. Our second to last texture. That sounds amazing. Okay. So, here we go. Awesome notes today. This just looks awesome. Okay. Clickbait for more people to join us and do awesome stuff. Whew, getting tired as well. Had a very busy day. So, yeah, awesome. We are going to, I think I want to approach it this way almost. I feel like I haven't studied the coconut itself enough, so. The one closest to us. This is going to be the interior. We'll do the interior line first. Scariest part, right? Good. Okay. Off to an okay start. Now, let's do the outside one. Be very careful not to overdo it. I forgot to break these lines, but that's fine. Since this is an exterior, like it indicates the form on the outside, I'll deal with it. Ooh, I made this crust very thin. Okay, that's good enough. Don't overdo it. Now for the flesh. And remember, we want to, like on this one, this one down here, we want to go a bit overboard with the 3D forms here. Kind of mess around, figure it out, be ballsy. So we'll do so. Forgot to break it up, but that's fine. You can still do it a bit when it's closer to us. There we go. Okay, cool. Yep, even. Somewhat, mostly. Good. Let's add some striations to indicate the form. And we'll thicken up the place where the crust meets the flesh, but, it's already going to have a bit of our dots. We're going to start lightly placing around it. And I'm going to be a bit crazy, a bit of a baller, and put a darker line to separate the flesh and the crust. Remember, less is more, so we're not going to go too crazy here. We just need to be a bit oh, jeez. Okay, well, that's a bit much. It's fine. We still have it. It's still ours. Yep, that's okay. No more touching that. You should play a game called Pizza Tower. It has a really cool art style. I've seen it. I love it. It's goofy. It's yeah, I can't remember who I watched play it, but I love the animations. It's very, very yeah, goofy. You know, it reminds me of Psychonauts in the sense that it took control of its own art style. It wasn't trying to be, you know, popular, and timer just went off. I acknowledge that. It's just trying to be fun, and I love it. I love the little special abilities and things with all the characters. They did a wonderful job there. Now, if it's a game I'd play, I'm not sure. Not totally into games like that, but it looks fun. It looks super fun. currently, actually, I haven't even really been playing a game other than Baldur's Gate, which I suck at. Not Stardew Valley. Jeez. Spiritfarer. I took a little bit of a time playing. Great art style on that one. I like that one quite a bit. And then I've just been, I've been mainly just coding for the past couple of days, getting up my practice in, tending to that hobby. Anyways, not even a hobby. It's gonna, yeah. But yeah. Let's see. How are we gonna do the? I think we're cooking a tiny bit. On the inside, yeah, you don't really have like striations. So what we're gonna do, because I'm scared to dot it a tiny bit. And a couple lines downwards, just to indicate, hey, there's a crack here. It's going down. Wow. Baldur's Gate, yeah, I'm running everything off of a laptop right now, so it's not the best experience on my laptop. I'm hoping later this year to, with all the money I'm gonna get from streaming, heck no, to buy an actual desktop. I've been laptop gaming for about 5 years now, so would love. I used to have a desktop, then my cat short-circuited it by pulling out the power cord, so. Not a fan of that cat. But yeah, so we'll I recommend it though. It's goofy, it's strange, I love it. Very professionally done. Not totally well optimized. It's definitely meant for like higher end like the experience. But, man, I really should we do dots? I feel like, oh wait, no, because I just feel like I needed some way to separate the foreground from the background, or like, the further part of this. I'm just going to try to add more detail to the edge. Add some hairs on the side of it. Oof. There we go. Okay. I'm okay with that. You know what? I'll take it. It doesn't... Doing a very light outside of the flesh. It's a bit cramped over here, which we could blame the other texture for. And since this is so thick and a bit overdone, it's hard to see that this is a this is the crust of it, in fact. There we go. Blocking some of the view of the flesh, so it's hard to see any there. Okay, I'll take it. We'll do coconut. Nut. Halved. Halved? Whatever. It's halved. We put it in half. We cut it in half. Okay. So, yippee. we finished at 31, 8:31, so pretty good timing. Is my math right? Yeah, 8, yeah, because hour, okay, yeah. Switching to Central Standard Time, it's a bit strange. So, zoom out. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, goodness. Okay. One more. Tiny bit. Yeah? Nice. Okay. Seems like we managed that. We only have one texture remaining. Isn't that awesome? I'm so happy. So, today in review. This, a bit bumpy, whatever, not my best lines. Had some pretty good lines here. I just really like how this turned out. Great analysis of the pit right here. Great, you know, practice right here. Lots of good stuff recognized. And over here, I think I did a pretty good job. It's a lot lighter than this one, but I think that's okay. Less is more. We've established that plenty of times. You'll hear me say that 100 times now. And looking at the tomato from yesterday, I'm accepting it a tiny bit more. Kind of like the okra. Great. Actually, looking back on this, pretty good job right here. It looks a bit blurry for you guys because you aren't looking as much. Other than that, I mean, nothing totally new. I'm happy with how it turned out. I made a good decision to not put dots in the center right there, and I think I'm going to like that tomorrow. Or if I don't like it, I could just do it. But yeah, I don't think there's totally anything new here. Any major critique of myself or anything I learned totally today, other than less is more. I liked holding this a bit out because it gave me a tiny bit more control on lighter lines. But yeah, I've had some fun experimenting with forms. I think that's everything in review for our Delano Journal of the Day. So yeah, I think that's all. Thank you guys very much for joining me so far. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for liking the video. I don't want to sound like a sellout, but please like and subscribe to these videos, not because I want a huge base of people to follow me and do exactly what I say and give me money, but because I want people to join me and do something that they love for at least an hour a day. That being said, please do all that stuff. Thank you for joining me. Always feel free to drop in chat or send me a message of what you're working on. I'd love to see that stuff. Yeah, so that being all, thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope you have a good one. I still don't have a goodbye screen. I don't know when or if I'll ever make that, but yeah. See ya.